on deck. Wouldn't you know it with the timing for something like this? Because, well, if it is all digital, you're going to be fully reliant then on Sony with PlayStation Store to buy your games, PlayStation Network, of course, to access them and re-download or even authenticate them in some cases. And if that goes down and there is no physical media, you just kind of hang out and wait. And, well, that's what happened earlier today. For several hours, PlayStation Network struggled its way to finally coming back, but it was very spotty across the board. People all over the world were having issues, and it finally had people once again asking the question about, is an all-digital future a great idea right now for Sony? Well, that's what we'll go over here today. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. As I was looking through this, I did notice that Push Square had an entire timeline of events here, okay? And that was again this morning around 7 a.m. Eastern time. People were starting to post to Reddit that the store was down, that they weren't able to access their friends list, that they couldn't see their trophies. They couldn't even play some of their digital games. So they had an update around 8 a.m., another one around 8:40 a.m. They started to figure out it's Amazon Web Services. And yeah, a lot of companies rely on Amazon for their servers,
no small ask, General.
Those get knocked down, it then has like a chain reaction effect, of course, for their stuff to not be working. But even when Amazon Web Services were resolved and came back up and everything, Sony was still down because they then also have to do work on their end to make sure everything is up and running. So, bit of a lagging effect there. But I did notice that even the person who was covering here was also trying to check in with their account, and they're saying they're unable to download their games,
we've got a job to do,
access their friends list. And that was at 11 a.m. Eventually, it was sorted out here in the afternoon, and by 3:05, it seems like it was updated to really not have any issues. And that's how it looks like for me right now. All services are up and running. I did check it earlier, and it was all red. Oh, we're experiencing issues, and it tried to sort out, or at least kind of
targets up ahead.
One, and
let's rock and roll.
Do like little drop down. So it said for the store, you're gonna have a hard time browsing, or maybe the search function doesn't work. So it was trying to cover as much as they could, but it basically sounded like there was very spotty and at times intermittent, depending on
Slippy, stay in formation.
It seemed like it was more in the Europe.
Now you've done it, Slippy. Bogey on your
cover me while I fine-tune my
there was a
sensors.
significant amount of reports coming in throughout the morning. So I did see many outlets covering this. I mean, it was blowing up online.
Not off to a great start there,
Like
we're entering Corneria City now.
Starting to cover this, and that alone started to garner millions and millions of views on social media, but then also on their own website. So this was something that was heavily scrutinized because, yeah, everything is happening with Sony right now. Even an outage of an hour or two is going to get this kind of reaction because you're just kind of reliant on this service. So,
enemy on your tail, Fox. Use the brake.
It basically can't go down for any extended period of time, like ever. Or there are going to be a lot of problems online, a lot of pushback, a lot of frustration. You have gotten to the point then, again, it seems like they're making that up and see what
line these guys up.
Fox fully reliant on them. Like re-downloading games.
Wrong
Let's say
with
there's especially limited capacity.
Fox, use your boosters to catch up.
Considering it's quite expensive now to have
any day now, Fox,
and drop it into the device. People are going to save storage
Do a
by just
barrel roll.
deleting games. That's it. So maybe you're like, okay, well I can't play the Marvel Tokon beta, which is ongoing right now, and obviously that's going to bring an even bigger spotlight to it, because they had to respond to this and say, hey, sorry, something's going on, we're looking at those sharp figure out. Time limited, by the way, for this beta. But people of them would go, you know what, okay, I guess I can't play that. I'll play a single player game, I guess offline. Oh wait, it's not on my system, I have to download it. Oh wait, I don't have a disc, I actually have to wait.
Scanners show something massive just ahead.
There are some who are also showing like they were having a hard time playing their digital games offline.
Activate all
I'll tell you
range
this. For
that's a
games,
problem.
If you have your system set to primary, you can actually play them.
Swarm of
and
lowly flies.
so you don't actually need to check in as well as, of course, you bought the game, downloaded it, and you have your system set to primary.
Where are my
it should still
diagnostics?
work.
Enemy
I saw
shield
a lot of people
analysis
who were
coming your
posting
way
that
now.
like their system was a secondary account, or they were using account sharing. Yeah, there are some things you have to authenticate every time you turn the game on digitally because you're sharing the game with another account. But for the most part, you should be able to play digital games offline, even if the server's down, unless it's one of those situations of, for whatever reason, the publisher decided that the single-player game needs to have heavy-handed DRM, and it's just always online. That just tends to happen with some of these publishers, even with disc-based games, and it's really, really annoying. It seems like people become more aware of some of the drawbacks to a digital landscape, like digital marketplace future, completely around a system, when these things tend to happen. And that's just the way it is, human nature. When something is presented directly in front of you and it affects you immediately, you're all of a sudden gonna go, oh, maybe that is a problem. So if you have the game physically, yeah, it's going to be a gold master they put on that disc that is probably not as good, generally speaking, as the updated version, right, that you would get when you pop the disc in and then you get an update from the internet for it. But you can still play that gold master if you want, just installing it from the disc.
I wonder what
and that's
happened
probably
to
about
it.
75 to 80%,
system
I'd
might
say
look
now,
like
of
this at
PlayStation
war.
5
Don't let
games
those
that
rocks ding up the R-Wings.
So there's still this misconception around the idea that every game needs to download, even though like you have the disc.
My whiskers
some
are
games
twitching.
I don't know. For some reason, like some of these companies still do that. Probably
It's a
because of
trap.
security,
Take 'em
control,
down.
whatever else, right? Many of these third parties don't even want to deal with the physical release of games because they get
Aim for their heads.
That's just how it is. And for Sony, this is the reaction they're going to get going forward. With
Strange.
direction that
This
they're heading
tunnel
in.
doesn't look
Yeah,
natural.
If the PlayStation Store, PlayStation Network goes down for a warning, it's going to be massive news because that
sizable
basically
asteroids
just means
coming
that
this way.
PlayStation itself comes to a screeching halt for could be 6 hours. Like this seems to still seems to be kind of acting up for people for
Hit
the
the
most part
brake.
in the result. But this was like a good portion of the day where it was
Booster, you'll
affected,
be crushed.
and so many people were covering it, so many outlets, so much discussion around this. What this means
Incoming
for,
hail
the
from the
future
Great
of
Fox.
Sony and what they want to
Location
do,
confirmed.
and if
Sending
they are even ready.
supplies.
Because my argument is they're not ready, but that's more in line with the idea of digital rights ownership. So I just mentioned, right, that people delete stuff off of their solid state drive on the PS5. So you don't have a lot of space.
They're on
Games
me.
tend to be hundreds of gigabytes.
Knock it off,
Wouldn't
Fox.
it be nice
Sorry.
when you have a digital game and you say, you know what, instead
Thanks,
of
kid.
deleting that, maybe I have a flash drive or a hard drive that I can just store the game on. And
Lock
it'll
on
still
and
work,
take 'em
but
out
once the
with
hard
one
drive
shot.
back in, and I can move it around, I can do whatever I want with a digital product. To me, that would actually make a lot of sense and would play more into the idea
Enemies
of
approaching
digital
from
rights.
behind.
Being able to have
Wow.
more, I'll
Persistent
say more
laser
control,
tech.
more of a tangible product for a digital item. And right
Another
now
tunnel?
it's still completely
What
locked
could
down
have
to
done
Sony,
this?
and it's more of an entitlement than anything else. So let's say you have this digital game and you really like it. You go, you know what? I'm just gonna store it on this flash drive, and then if I want to play it whenever, wherever I can, right? So I want to take it over to a friend's house, pop the flash drive into their system, move it over, and I can just play it. They don't have to authenticate
You're making a
everything,
big
something like
mistake,
that. It would
fellas.
also play nicely here to where, the
You're
internet's down. But
approaching
you know
the
what?
source of that
I have a
strange
copy of that
energy.
game saved to a flash drive. I decided to do that instead of delete the game completely and then have to re-download it. So I'll just drop that in. I don't need the internet to authenticate anything. It'll work because it's a digital product that I bought and
Your
that I
R-Wings
own.
absorbing the
kinda
energy.
Like the physical
The
games
energy
that
is
maybe you have up on the
dispersing.
shelf. These are the kind of things that Sony has
Something's
to work out,
unusual
and they
about
just
those
haven't yet.
rocks.
So that's one of the big
'em,
arguments I
Fox.
think that makes a lot of sense. Physical games around is that they really haven't worked out any of the stuff we would need for digital rights to get closer and closer and more so match the kind of product you can get when you buy a disc with the game on it. So
I
if
cannot
anything,
allow
this at
you to
least
go
did shine
any
a bit more of a
further.
light on that. But it's also probably a situation where people will kind of forget and move on from
Enemy shield
PlayStation Store
analyzed.
going down until the next time PlayStation Network goes down because like
Let's see
I'm
what
trying to
you're
figure out,
made of.
Of course, we always try to figure out what happens when something like this goes down. You're always curious. What does this look
That's
like
the
in the
right
server
idea.
room? What
Keep at it.
what hiccup caused this?
That
But I
flash
think
shield.
about
You're more
some like
cunning than I
high stress
thought.
scenarios for PlayStation. Like some people are saying, oh, Marvel Tokon, the beta, that's what knocked this PlayStation Network down.
Let's see
I don't
you
necessarily think that's the
outmaneuver
case.
this.
But I would not be shocked if GTA 6 comes out and everyone is hammering that PlayStation Store, not even just for the multiplayer, but for downloading the game when it releases, and the store struggles and crashes. This happened with
I'm no match for you,
Call of
Star
Duty,
Fox.
Black Ops 1 and 2. The store was struggling.
I
Now those
admit
games were
defeat.
just kind of basically shadow dropped. With GTA 6, it does appear that one of the reasons they're putting in retail stores early is to give people a chance to buy the token box, take it home, redeem it, start downloading what I have to imagine is 100 gigabytes plus of game, and get everything situated rather than everyone hit the servers like immediately at midnight, you know, November 19th or whatever, and trying to download all this stuff. That probably would cause issues with the server. So this is going to be interesting when we get closer to GTA 6 to see how that works out. But if nothing else, at least a bit of a wake-up call once again for people to remember, oh yeah, the all-digital future, it does have some drawbacks. It's not always just convenience. Sometimes, yeah, the servers go down and you really can't do a lot. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments. The timing is actually kind of crazy on this one for the servers to go down or for PlayStation Store for 6 hours or so as all the backlash hitting Sony around them moving on from physical games in 2028. Thanks guys for watching.
The base is up ahead.
I'll see you next
It's
time.
crawling.
See ya.
I'll teach this guy to mess with us.
Requesting backup. I'm turning the tables. Shoot! They got me. Target is down.
Scratch one bogey.
Won't give me that easy.
Some top-notch shooting, if I do say so myself.
That'll teach him.
Help me out here, Fox. Got a bogey on my 6.
You're not getting away that easy.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to News. As we head towards the holidays,
Should've watched your back.
what should
They're
be
pouring out of the
release
base.
For a new Ocarina
We've
of
got 'em
Time
running
title.
scared.
There should also be
A
some
time bomb
40th
has been
anniversary
planted at the
Zelda
base.
stuff happening.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a
that was
direct,
gonna be
now,
my second
things
guess.
are getting interesting because people are starting
We've got to find a way to stop it.
maybe some stuff we could expect to release
Can't let you
alongside
do that,
of
Star.
Ocarina of Time for the Switch 2. We'll go over
Andros
that here
sent
today.
us.
Also,
He
we are
doesn't
gonna
mind if
continue
I make a
coverage here
mess.
with Sony as they move away from
Heavy!
There's a certain
no
market
seat.
that I see many of you talk about,
Emperor
and we
Andros'
have some
enemy
numbers
is
that we
my
can actually go
enemy.
here for the used market that, yeah, Sony is
Andros
basically
must be
going to be
desperate if
eliminating
he hired
here.
you.
And we also have Microsoft
Can't disarm
moving
the
more
bomb
and
while they're
more
nipping at our
towards
heels.
cloud. In this case, cloud
can't be
they've had
happening.
supported so you can stream the games you
Teamwork.
want. Yes, that is
Gotta
something
love
they're currently testing. We'll look into all of that and more. Guys, if you
This
enjoy
guy's got
these
it out for me.
videos,
Did I just
that would-
blindly,
Let's see if
suck them?
My
Make
army
sure
can't
to
take it.
subscribe down below.
I
Also,
picked
we
up
are
a
over
shadow.
on Spotify now, audio and video, so check that out. I'll link down below in the description if you'd like to watch and
handicap.
listen to
I didn't notice.
Tuesday morning, 8 Eastern time. And we're going to start
little
today
fox,
with a very
take the
odd
shot.
situation that was unfolding over the last
Scared,
couple of
Fox?
days.
You
And
should
as
be.
you can see,
But
this
my
by Mario 64 Avatar Legends is a fighting game. So the day before it
Requesting
released,
backup.
the 23rd, it was delayed for the Xbox to September 3rd, which is the last minute
Bold
on
moves,
that one. They
rookie.
seem to cite unforeseen
Shoot,
circumstances
they got
on
me.
a back end. Okay, so then it's getting pushed then to the first week of
It's
September.
dangerous to make it
And
bad.
for the Switch,
Got a bogey on my
this
6.
is also weird. It's launching as as standard edition only. No crossplay or non-English
Not like
localization. I have
this.
no idea what this is all very last minute stuff
Just one more to
for
go.
this game. I mean, people seem pretty excited for this.
Scared,
for this game,
Fox?
Avatar
You should
Legends
be.
fighting game. And now all these random things happen right before launch. So I don't know what the deal is there, but there you go. Xbox owners have to wait a couple of months, I guess, for that one. Switch owners kind of just
Shoot,
rolled off their
they got me.
no crossplay or anything with the standard edition. So very, very strange situation.
Help
Also,
me
we can
out
get
here,
a bit
Fox.
more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed and Black Flag launch, as we can see. Now this person kind of just walled off their
I'll take care
no
of the bug.
crossplay or anything with the standard edition. So very, very strange situation.
Thanks,
Also, we can get a bit more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed and Black Flag Racing has been doing since launch, just so you can see. Now this is some paperwork here that they send out to investors for Q1 with their first quarter of sales, and they specifically did point out Assassin's Creed, saying it launched, of course, in July, achieving 84 on OpenCritic and Metacritic, with 3.5 million copies sold to date. That exceeds their annual expectations within its first 14 days, so... Like, this thing absolutely blew away their expectations. They exceeded annual expectations in its first 2 weeks. Yeah, something tells me they're pretty happy with this this remake, and also if you play it, it's pretty clear this wasn't
Search and
the
destroy,
budget
Star
of
Fox.
Find
that weapon.
Is this a way to the super top secret
Black
weapon?
Flag is a fun Assassin's Creed game, and people have a lot of nostalgia
More
for it.
resistance than I expected.
I mean, yeah, it is an older Assassin's Creed game, and people are all about it. So 3.5 million copies so far.
Something's got 'em riled
and I
up.
think it's going to continue selling there. In fact, it might even be like a good holiday gift. So
They're coming up from
go
behind,
back
too.
and get an
Watch
Assassin's
out.
game. It doesn't really lean into like the heavy-handed RPG elements, and you end up with one that sells, I think,
Mine.
well ahead
Take
of
'em
the
out
budget
from a
they
distance.
put aside. Oh, and we had talked previously about this Donkey Kong Lego set. That looks pretty cool. Now we do have like the full release details on it, and even a trailer, like you can see it here. This is a pretty well done trailer because when you start to see who's in it, Steve Wiebe, that's a fun nod. Of course, King of Kong. That was it was a movie that really blew up, kind of just showing off the. Honestly, kind of almost the underbelly
is that
of the arcade records and other
Enemies on
things.
my
It was
tail.
very, very well done in terms of like that drama.
Time for a
documentary
tactical
kind of
retreat.
setup. But in this case, the Donkey Kong Lego set, it is releasing for $1,371 pieces, costs $200, and they do have it set up to where the barrels, I mean, it looks like they move around, roll down, and try to mimic a screen that would normally play out there for Donkey Kong. So that's pretty fun. Again, I'm not as into the Lego stuff, but there's obvious crossover there when it comes to gaming and Lego, so I just wanted to bring it up there, especially with a trailer that I thought was actually really well done. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with The Legend of Zelda.
Trajectory confirmed. Supply drop deployed.
Direct for an event sometime for the 40th anniversary of the franchise. With that, we would expect to see more about this Ocarina of Time Reborn. There's quite a bit they have to tell us with that game. I mean, the release date, I think that's November. It's probably less than
Watch out for that thing.
Now, pricing, probably 750.
Let's get out
And
here
then
while we
anything when it
still
comes to
can.
gameplay or campaigning, right? A lot of questions around. Along with that, probably a trailer for the movie that's due out this year. And then I figured a ton of merchandise.
Energy's
Maybe a fun
fading.
little surprise in there for, I don't know, NSO or something, but obviously merchandise.
Wait
We've
for
now
me!
seen the figures that have been shown off. And
Slippy,
what about, I don't
finish
know,
repairs
some stuff
early.
along with Ocarina of Time
I
Reborn.
wouldn't miss a chance to see some secret tech.
Accessories for the Switch 2. Maybe a Switch 2 itself. Well, this is interesting because they started to kind of make their rounds yesterday, and we could start here.
Whoa,
now,
whoa,
this
Fox,
was
look behind you.
Necrofelipe
Let me
quote
guess.
tweeting
The
themselves,
secret weapon?
like Odyssey. Talking about how there's
Data analysis
a
coming your way now.
controller that some have even seen.
I will terminate
Interesting.
all
Okay.
enemies.
So, Necrofelipe says that they've seen the design and
You are an enemy.
either way, the Switch 2 Pro Controller Legend of Zelda 40th Anniversary Edition. It is not a team controller. It's Ocarina of Time.
You are
Now,
an
they
enemy.
have one to kind of describe what it's like, where it's going to be green, kind of the hand, like the handles almost.
Where is the Predator?
Gold, tri-force press centered around
What's wrong with it?
buttons, plus and minus. And that sounds right. I can kinda
Functioning and
picture that.
attacking anything
Yeah,
that moves.
that makes sense. I think the thing that's so interesting is it wouldn't
Nice
necessarily
shot.
be Ocarina of
Powering
Time
down.
themed. It would actually just be around the 40th anniversary. of
Wait a
Legend
minute.
of Zelda,
It's
which
back online.
that's not a bad idea in terms of
The loot is clear.
people, of course, then align that.
Continued existence of enemies is unacceptable.
The controller is kind of separate, but still with like under that umbrella of the Legend of Zelda.
If
Now,
I can get close,
I will admit,
I can
saw that set.
reprogram
Okay,
it.
the controller's cool, and that's probably what I'd rather get than a system. But it would be kind of fun to see what Nintendo would do
Slippy!
with the Switch 2 console system. Please, staff, dock,
Why has the Predator
well,
abandoned me?
special thing does say that there's kind of just rolled off there, no crossplay
Fairly.
or anything with the standard edition. So Very, very strange situation
Anytime.
there. Also, we did get a bit more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed Black Flag Racing has been doing since launch. This we can see. Now, this is some paperwork here that they send out to investors for Q1 with their first quarter of sales, and
It's hard
they
to see anything through the
specifically did point out
sandstorms.
Assassin's Creed, saying it launched, of course, in July, achieving 84 on OpenCritic and Metacritic, with 3.5 million copies sold to date. That exceeds their annual expectations within its first 14 days. So, like, this thing absolutely blew away their expectations. They exceeded annual expectations in its first 2 weeks. Yeah, something tells me they're pretty happy with this this remake. And also, if you play it, it's pretty
Rob,
clear. This
give me
wasn't
last known
the
location on
budget
Slippy's
of
R-Wing.
a big new
Impact site
AAA
at 12 o'clock.
Assassin's Creed game. But this is the thing. Black Flag is just a fun Assassin's Creed game, and people have a lot of nostalgia for it. And it sounds very nostalgic, but I mean, yeah, it is an older Assassin's Creed game, and people are all about it. So 3.5 million copies sold so far.
Almost looks like you know how to drive that.
There. In fact, it might even be like a good like
Want to come
holiday
down and
gift.
take it for a spin,
So,
Falco?
yeah, go figure. You go back and
I'll
get
pass.
this Assassin's game.
I'm
It doesn't completely lean into like the heavy-handed RPG
Slippy.
elements,
Why
and
does it
you end up
pain in
with
the
one
neck?
that sells, I think, well ahead
much
of
for
the
Pepper's
budget
intel.
side.
You've got
Oh, and we
enemy
talked
fighters coming your
previously
way,
about
Fox.
the Donkey Kong Lego set. That actually looked pretty cool. Now we do have like the full release details on it. And even a trailer.
Looks like
this is
landmines
here.
ahead.
This is a pretty well done trailer because when you start to see who's in it, Steve Weeby, that's a fun nod. Of course, King of Kong. It was a movie that really blew up, kind of showing off honestly, kind of almost the underbelly almost of the arcade records and other things. It was very, very well done in terms of like that drama documentary kind of setup. But in this case, the Donkey Kong Lego set, it is releasing August 1st, 1,371 pieces, costs $200. And they do have it set up to where the barrels, I mean, it looks like they move around, roll down, and try to mimic the screen that would normally play out there for Donkey Kong or arcade set. So that's pretty fun. Again, I'm not as into the Lego stuff, but there's obvious crossover there when it comes to gaming and Lego, so I just wanted to bring it up there, especially with trailers that I thought was actually really well done. And guys, some of the quick news out of the way. Let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with The Legend of Zelda, as we are kind of anticipating a direct or an event of some kind for the 40th anniversary for the franchise. With that, we would expect to see more about this Ocarina of Time Reborn.
This place is
There's
even
quite a bit
deadlier
have
than
to
they
tell
say.
us with that game. I mean, the release date, I think that was November, so we're probably less than 4 months away from it coming out. Pricing, probably 70 digital, 80 physical. And then anything when it comes to gameplay or
They've got me in their
anything.
sights.
A lot of questions around this, but along with that, probably a trailer for the movie that's due out this year. And then I figured a ton of merchandise. Maybe a fun little surprise in there for, I don't know, NSO or something, but obviously merchandise. We've now seen the figures that have been shown off. And what about, I don't
guess
know,
I'll
some
save
stuff
my
going
own
on
hide.
with Ocarina of Time Reborn. Some accessories for the Switch. Maybe a Switch 2 itself. Well, this is interesting because it started to kind of make the rounds yesterday, and we could start here. Now, this was Necro Felipe who's quote tweeting themselves. Like
Mayday!
Odyssey.
Mayday!
Talking
Is
about
anybody out
how
there?
there's
Slippy,
a
we read
Pro
you.
controller that some
Get a
have
move
even
on, Fox.
seen.
I'll be there soon.
Interesting. Okay. So, Necro Felipe says that they've seen the design and there could be like a teaser or something around. But either way, the Switch 2
Slippy,
Pro
hang
controller
on.
Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary edition. It is
I knew
not
you'd
a
show up
game controller
eventually.
tied to Ocarina of Time. Now they have gone on to kind of describe what it looks like, where it's gonna be green, kind of the handles almost, I guess, and it's gold. Tri-Doors press centered around like between the
Fox,
buttons, plus
it's
and
pulling me
minus.
under!
That sounds about right. Like, I can kind of picture that, and yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think the thing that's so interesting is
Let go of our engineer, you ugly bug
it
face.
would actually just be around the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, which that's not a bad idea in terms of marketing, because people will of course then align that with the game. They're like, I gotta install this. To me, it's hey, the controller is kind of separate. but
Where's
still
our
within,
analysis,
like, under that
Slippy?
umbrella
Make yourself
of The
useful.
Legend of Zelda. Now, I will admit,
It's
I saw that
unclear.
set, okay,
Arwing's
controller's cool.
operational.
That's probably what I'd rather get than a system, but it would be kind of fun to see what Nintendo would do. Like, you can still switch
Sending
to
enemy
console
analysis to your
system
monitor
with
now.
That dock, Joy-Con, and everything, right? Well, Special Nick does say that both the door and the console So there is discussion now around there's kind of just walled off their crossplay or anything with the standard edition. So very, very strange situation. Also, we could get a bit more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed and Black Flag Racing has been doing since launch. As you can see, now this is some paperwork here that they send out to investors for Q1 with their first quarter of sales, and they specifically did point out Assassin's Creed, saying it launched, of course, in July, achieving 84 on OpenCritic and Metacritic, with 3.5 million copies sold to date. That exceeds their annual expectations within its first 14 days, so, like, this thing absolutely blew away their expectations. They exceeded annual expectations in its first 2 weeks.
We gotta get through that
they're
force
pretty happy
field.
with this remake, and also if you play it, it's clear this wasn't the budget of a big new AAA, I guess, Assassin's Creed game. But this is the thing, Black
Aim for
Flag
the 6
is
energy
a fun
towers.
Assassin's Creed game, and people have a lot of nostalgia for it. I know it's not very nostalgia, but I mean, yeah, it is an older Assassin's Creed game, and people are all about
cover you
this.
fucks.
3.5 million copies sold so far.
I'm
and I think
turning
it's
the
gonna
table.
continue selling there. In fact, it might even be.
I don't
good,
roll
like,
over for any of it.
So yeah, go figure. Go
bad
back.
we have
Get
to
the
scrap
Assassin's
this
game.
thing.
It doesn't
It's
completely lean
incredible.
into like the heavy-handed RPG elements, and end up with one that sells, I think, well ahead of the budget of what's on it. Oh, and we had talked previously about this Donkey Kong Lego set that actually looks pretty cool. Now we do have
That knocked out the
full
force
release details on it, and even a trailer.
Looks like we got more company.
This is a pretty well done trailer because we start to see who's in it. Steve Levy. That's a fun nod. Of course, King of Kong. It was a movie that really blew
Get
up.
this guy off
Kind
me.
of showing off
Hey, mind your
honestly
own
kind of the
business.
underbelly for most of the
Another one
arcade
bites the dust.
records and other things. It was
Got a bogey on
very,
my
very
6.
well done in terms of like that drama documentary kind of
Appreciate it,
setup. But
Fox.
in this case, the Donkey Kong Lego set
guy
it
won't
is
leave me
releasing
alone.
first 1,370 pieces.
Not a competition,
And
Fox.
they set
Satellite
up
core is
barrels.
exposed.
It
That's
looks
our
like
target.
they move around and roll down and try to make a
I
screen
can't.
that would normally play out there for Donkey Kong. There are
Won't give me
sets
that.
That's pretty fun. Again, I'm not as into the Lego stuff, but there's obvious crossover there when it comes to gaming and Lego.
Radar says
so I
I'm in
just wanted to bring it
trouble.
up there, especially with the trailers that I thought was
That
actually
was
really
too
well. Hey
close.
guys, some of the quick news out of the way. Let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away
Scratch
with
one
the
bogey.
Legend of Zelda, as we are kind of anticipating
Hey,
a
I have
direct or an
dibs.
event of some kind
Supplies
for the
deployed.
40th anniversary of the franchise. With that, we would expect to see
Destroy the
more about
satellite's
the
core.
Ocarina of Time Reborn. There's quite a bit they have to tell us.
Time for a
That
little payback.
The release date, I think that's November. Is probably less than 4 months away from it.
I'm in
Now,
pursuit.
pricing, probably 70 digital and physical. And then anything when it comes to gameplay.
Another one for me.
A lot of questions around this. But along with
and
that,
I'm done.
probably a trailer. There's kind of just walled off their no crossplay or anything.
Done.
Very, very strange situation. Also, we can get a bit more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed and Black Flag Racing has been doing since launch, as you can see. Now, this is some paperwork here that they send out to investors
Wait.
for Q1.
Why is it looping? Oh, shucks. I kept splitting.
Set up to where the barrels, I mean, it looks like they move around, roll down, and try to mimic the
An idiot.
screens that would normally play out there for
It's showtime, Star Fox.
So, that's pretty
Eyes up,
fun. Again, I'm
jets
not
high.
as into the Lego stuff, but there's
These guys
obvious
aren't even in
crossover
the
there
same
when it comes to
league.
games and Lego, so I just wanted to bring it up there, especially with
Keep your
trailers.
guard
I
up.
thought it was actually
Andros
really
knows
well.
we're
Hey guys,
here.
some of the quick news out
No
of the way.
kidding.
Let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's
I
start right
think we
away
made 'em
with
mad.
The Legend of Zelda, as we are kind of anticipating a direct or an event of some
Don't
kind
go
for the
dying on
40th
me, Fox.
anniversary for the franchise. With that, we would expect to
Stay
see more
sharp.
about this.
I won't
Ocarina of
lose
Time
anyone else to this
Reborn.
place.
There's quite a bit they have to tell us.
Let's
with
show
that
'em what an
game.
army
The release
can
date, I
do.
think that's November, probably less than 4 months away from it coming out. Pricing, probably 70 digital and physical. And then anything
I'll
when
take
it
the
comes to
left.
gameplay or anything else. Right? A lot of
I've got
questions.
you
around
trying to
along
mess with
that.
it. Nice of them
Probably
to
a
line
trailer
up for us.
the movie that's coming out next year. And then I think
I'm
a
going
ton of
left.
merchandise. Maybe a fun little surprise in there for, I don't know, NSO or something, but
Take 'em
obviously
all out.
merchandise. We've now seen the figures
Uh-oh.
that have been shown off. And
Oh.
what about, I don't know, some stuff to go along with Ocarina of Time Reborn? Some accessories for the Switch. Maybe a Switch 2 itself. Well, this is interesting because
There's more incoming.
the rounds yesterday, and we can start here. Now,
Supplies
this was
deployed.
Necro
Show them
City
who is
full
boss.
tweeting
Oh, no.
themselves.
Let's. I
Full
got
tweeting
sniped.
Odyssey then. Talking about how there seems to be a pro controller.
It's showtime,
that
Star
some have
Fox.
even
Eyes up,
Got
jets hot.
sniped.
These guys aren't even in the same league.
Says that they've seen the design and
Keep your guard up. Andros knows
either
we're
way,
here.
No
Pro
kidding.
Controller, The Legend of Zelda.
I think we made a
40th
bad.
Anniversary Edition. It is not a theme controller tonight.
Don't go dying on me, Fox.
Now they have gone on to kind of
Oh,
describe
Mr.
what it looks
Laser.
like, where it's going to be green, kind of the handles almost, I guess.
Stay sharp.
And
I won't
gold
lose anyone else to this
triforce
fight.
press centered around like between the buttons.
Let's show him what our wing can do.
That sounds about right. I can kind of picture that, and yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think the thing that's so interesting is it wouldn't necessarily be Ocarina of Time themed.
I'll
It
take the
would
left.
actually just be around the 40th anniversary.
I've got the right.
Nice of them to line up for us.
That's not a bad idea in terms of marketing, because people will, of course, then
I'm going
online
left.
that game, so like, I guess I gotta get all of this. It's, hey, the controller
Take
is
them
kind
all
of
out.
separate, but still with, like, under that umbrella of The Legend of Zelda. Now, I will admit, I saw that and said, okay, controller's cool, and that's probably what I'd rather get than a system, but it would be kind of fun to see what Nintendo would
There's
do.
more incoming.
Like with the Switch 2 console system. Wait, that's
Supplies
not
deployed.
Joy-Cons
Show them
everywhere,
who
right?
is boss.
Well, special Nick
Those are
does
bad
say that
influence
both
on you,
controller
Rob.
and the console are Zelda themed, not
Hey,
necessarily
not
Ocarina.
cool, Fox.
So there is discussion now around a pro controller for the Switch 2.
Whoa.
A system for
What a
the
defense system.
And I have to imagine if Nintendo is doing a Switch 2 theme around Legend of Zelda 40th Anniversary, you feel like they're going to do something with Joy-Con, although no, because
I
of the
wish your
colors,
dad
you
could
think
see
it
us
would-
now.
It would just be the standard, like, neon
He'd tell us to get
colors.
the
They
job
wouldn't
done,
play that into
no matter what.
Legend of Zelda. I mean, have some kind of theme around the
Rob,
outside,
secure the comms.
something for the Joy-Con
We'll show him tin cans.
So then you feel like they're off to Joy-Con.
So we're headed
that's
right
my
into that
assumption.
ominous
They're gonna have a blowout
Sure,
merchandise
that tracks.
around the Legend of Zelda.
Come on,
and,
tough
well,
guy.
look,
It'll be
Ocarina
fun.
of Time, that's a good one to align
There it is.
something with. I think
Perfect.
they kind of stand on its own. They can have all kinds of
away.
stuff to
Should
celebrate
we
the
pursue?
Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary. Because that is a big deal. I mean,
This
I know
place
it's been
is
a lot
one
of
big
talk
death
about
trap.
Mario. Mario for the last year.
Don't get too close,
It is
Fox.
about time we moved on and got to the Legend of Zelda anniversary, because while I enjoy Mario, it's like, I don't know, something about having a big Zelda blowout with all kinds of stuff. That is a bit
Can't
more
outrun
exciting.
my scan.
And
Sending
maybe it's
analysis
because
to you
we've had
now.
a lot of Mario stuff, technically, for the last several years now. Getting stuff again moving along here with Zelda, and the idea of big remake of Lunar or whatever for Ocarina of Time. I'm sure we'll eventually get something like that with Mario 64. That could happen, but right now it's like, all right, let's see what they have in store for us. Legendary control, Ocarina of Time, and then let's get all kinds of
Never give
controllers
up.
and systems
Trust
out
your
there for
instincts.
celebration. Nintendo will collect all kinds of money, and then
What's
still
that on
probably still
his
be somewhat
back?
annoyed at whatever changes they make with Ocarina of Time. But we got to get there first, and that's the norm. I have to imagine if people are talking about seeing the design of the controller, and it kind of makes me think that marketing is in play here, like
Fox,
behind
wait.
the scenes, and
I
maybe
wanna
we are
help.
getting closer to some sort of direct or event to happen in the next few weeks, even. At least, I mean, you kind of want to. I feel like you want at least a, I don't know, 3-month run-up to the game's release to collect pre-orders and get everyone hyped up. So I would start looking around and keep an eye out for some kind of here. At least here's hoping, because I think everyone kind of wants to see what exactly Nintendo has planned for this Ocarina. Next up, we'll talk about Sony as the coverage has continued, because while Sony has been quiet, man, everyone else has been talking about this. And what I mean by that is everyone in the industry, analysts, you're starting to see developers get asked about this, because as we go along, there is going to be earnings season happening for all these companies, and investors are certainly going to ask about this, because they are both, I'm sure, excited, but kind of also worried, because while the excitement of, okay, we're going to cut on this company, what if people are less inclined to rush out and buy these games, and then all of a sudden it's out and we're actually on the short end of the stick? I mean, again, Sony has a risky bet he's putting out there with this higher push for all digital. But let's start here with the used market, because I see so many people asking about that. It's like, hey, no one's really thinking about used games that are going to go away. It's like, revenue. North America was the dominant region and is responsible for 30% of that sum, or an estimated $2.65 billion in revenue. The U.S. specifically, more than 38% of all video game transactions over the same year involved in video games. That seems obviously ridiculous, but I have to imagine that's incredibly annoying to basically all the publishers and Sony, because that, in their mind, is lost revenue. And I do think that's kind of short-sighted, because I feel like there are many people out there, let me know if this is you, who maybe went to a store that has a bunch of games, and you took a chance on a game or a franchise that you never really tried out because the game was just that's it. And you get the game, and you're like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. And the game was $15. And you're like, hey, this is pretty fun. Maybe I'll look into other games in this series, or other games that genre. You can pull into an action art or like a turn-based RPG for the first time. You're like, this is really cool. I'll check out some other ones. And then you start to get on, oh, you know what? The new Final Fantasy. Okay, maybe not the new Final Fantasy. Hey, Expedition 33 looks like a cool turn-based RPG. I'll check that out. That's kind of the idea. Used games are a way for people to get into gaming, maybe for the first time even, or explore more of gaming, and then get more and more involved, or as these companies like to say, more engaged. It's like their favorite word when they talk with investors. So I do think there is a lot of value.
I should have known better than to worry.
Like they're saying, it's $13 billion by 2034.
I'll admit it.
That does pale in
Did
comparison
good,
by
Fox.
quite a bit to new games and like the new market, because it's I think it's just easier to track new games, but also new games do tend to be quite a bit more expensive, like release day, even down the line, whatever, right? So I think used games are very important in gaming overall, but for a lot of these big companies, publishers, platform holders, they want that money too. So it's actually more of a detriment in their mind to the bottom line. But I mentioned people were asked about this, and the latest one being Guillermo, and of course CEO
Not
over
just
at
gratitude,
Ubisoft.
General.
We can see.
I'm sending the
He
bill
said,
over now.
what we saw
Nice
on the
doing business
PC
with
is
you.
that it helped to grow the
The
market.
payday
This
takes
is
some of
talking
the
with an
sting off.
investor who asked
You really
about
have to
this entire
snag all the
situation.
glory for
There's
yourself,
also some
Fox.
pressure for the
Come on,
future
Falco.
on the
We
cost of
helped
machines,
save the entire
and being able to
system.
be the
The
only
war's finally over.
only digital
Yeah,
will help to have
already
more accessible machines. I would say there are pluses and minuses, but we think it will not disturb the industry
Fox?
too much. Again,
Everything okay?
it's a whole risk,
I
I
don't know,
think,
Peppy.
to rock the boat this
got
much,
this
this
funny feeling.
abruptly.
Like
When
it
they
isn't
still have a
over.
lot of stuff to
Like
figure out on
maybe
the
we
digital
played
side,
right into
and I just
Andross's
don't,
hands.
unless regulators get involved in the government, I don't know if there's much motivation for them. There's kind of just walled off their no crossplay or anything with the standard edition. So very, very strange situation there. Also, we could get a bit more information from Ubisoft around how Assassin's Creed Black Flag Racing has been doing since launch. This we can see. Now this is paperwork here that they send out to investors for Q1 with their first quarter of sales. They specifically did point out Assassin's Creed, saying it launched, of course, in July, achieving 84 on OpenCritic and Metacritic, with 3.5 million copies sold to date. That exceeds their annual expectations within its first 14 days. So, like, this thing absolutely blew away their expectations. They exceeded annual expectations in its first 2 weeks.
Wait, how am I dude, what? Not again.
$7.2 billion globally could be destroyed as a result of Sony's controversial move.